So yeah, let us continue. In the last week and the week before, we discussed Circo-Pacific firing, and we talked about the chemistry of the basalts or the andesites. Yeah, it is actually the andesite line. Yeah, just remember this. And we compared the andesites from the Andes, for example. There we have the situation that this lithospheric oceanic plate becomes subducted beneath a continental crust. So, and there we are getting chemically other andesites compared to those maybe which you can find here in the Fiji Islands. And that is because, for example, if we are checking those andesites from the Andes, they are enriched in potassium group elements. So in these potassium group elements, you know this by now as well, these are light rare earth elements. That means light rare earth elements, they are very mobile with the fluid. So and that is then potassium, therefore we are saying potassium group elements, but this is then also barium, strontium, rubidium, and all kind of these elements. It's also lanthan, but lanthan is not a potassium group element, but it is a light rare earth element. So, and these elements are very mobile in the fluid, and they are then enriched, for example, in those andesites which has contaminated with the overlying continental crust. So, but I told you last week as well that in Japan, for example, in Japan we have the situation that we are dealing with a subduction from one oceanic lithospheric plate beneath another oceanic crust, and therefore we have also an enrichment of potassium group elements, or here especially only in potassium, and that is because of the Benioff zone. Yeah, I told you last week also something about the Benioff zone. That means the potassium concentration in our andesite increases in distance from the trench. Yeah, I put this picture on the board, therefore I have not put it again today. And with the depth of the Benioff zone. So, and there I showed you, close to the Benioff zones, you are forming, let us check it just again, though that I'm not telling you trash. Close to the Benioff zone, you are forming then calc-alkaline rocks, or actually very close to the Benioff, very close to the trench. You are forming toleitic rocks, then you are forming, in a greater distance from the trench, you are forming calc-alkaline rocks, and later on you are forming sociolithic rocks. Yeah, we did all this stuff last week. So, because maybe I have some questions in the examination, what the Benioff zone is, yeah? You have to prepare yourself now for the examination. Therefore, Neil is always giving you in the practical these exercises to write up these essays from the different chapters what we are doing here. Yeah? So, because the calculation which we have handed out to you, that is not part of the examination. Yeah? It is just this what I'm telling you here in class. So, and 50% of the questions from the examination, they are related to this stuff what we have done before the midterm semester break. Yeah? So, and 50% from the rest of the examination, that is this stuff what we have done after the midterm semester break. Yeah? So, if you, and I will hand out or I will put it on Moodle, let us say by Sunday evening, something like this, I will put there both tests, both second tests for the ES303 and the ES301. I think all of yours are doing also the ES301, yeah? So and then you have to hand in this test, let us say 2 weeks later, so you have enough time to prepare yourself for the test while you are answering the questions for both second tests and studying again the questions with the answers from the both first tests. Yeah? So I cannot do more to help you for the exams. So now we are going to another magmatic phenomena. We are going now back to some other igneous rocks which occur at the active rims. So, which other rocks occur at active continental rims? So I mean, if you are going to active continental rims, then you have to think about what is an active continental rim. So, and that is then, if we are talking about an active continental rim, then we are talking also of the opposite of an active continental rim. That is actually what? That is the passive continental rim. So, and if you are going to a world map, yeah, if you are going to a world map, where do you find passive continental rims and where you find active continental rims? So if the word continental is there, then we are always related to a continent, otherwise we will not talk about an active continental rim. If we are talking about an active continental rim, then we are talking about a continental rim, something like you can find in South America, yeah, in the Andes. That is an active continental rim. You have there the subduction of one big oceanic lithospheric plate beneath a continent. If we are talking about a passive continental rim, then we are talking about a continental rim, how it looks like in Africa. Yeah, close to the African continent, we do not have a subduction because we have this wide passive continental rim around the whole continent of Africa. So, there you have just to go back. There you have just to go back to your world map. You can just use your world map from ES303. I hope you have not deleted or thrown away the documents, yeah? Just keep all the documents from this class forever, because it is very important, otherwise I must not teach it. So, and the continents are made of which rocks? They are made up of granitic rocks. So that is then magmatism at an active continental rim, and there we find granites. So, and they are granitic, and that is actually the texture. So in the granitic texture, I mean such a granite is a plutonic rock. That means it crystallized very slowly. So and therefore a granite is coarse-grained, yeah? Because it cooled down very slowly, because it is a plutonic rock. So and you know from ES301, just to sweep over to the other class, such granites or the formation of granites, they are also very important in the formation of ore deposits like copper and gold. Yeah? So, and on our ES301 field trip, we showed you these microdiorites, and the microdiorite is also a silica oversaturated rock. The microdiorite is more fine grained, but it is also a granitic rock. It is a crystalline rock, and these microdiorites are then associated to the copper ore deposits that we have seen in this exploration site close to Suva. Yep. So, but anyway, going back to the granites, granites are formed, or granites can be found in the continental crust. You will not find granites, which is then on mainly as a main component in the oceanic crust. But you know, from the ES303 field trip at Yavuna Creek, you saw tonalites, and these tonalites are fractionation product from the basalt or from the gabbros there, yeah? So, and in our last field trip, I told you just right now, you can find these diorites there. But the really granite has not found so far a granite, you know, which contains K-feldspar, has so far not found by now in the South Pacific, because they are related then to the continental crust. So, and these granites, they are formed, or they contain certain minerals. They can have more than 90% consist of quartz, yeah, because they are silica saturated. They contain K-feldspar because of the potassium. They contain albite plagioclase and anortite plagioclase. So in more than 80% they are percent like this. They are containing autoclase, class, and albite. So, and they can be plotted in a ternary system. So that means those granites which are containing autoclase, they are formed at higher temperatures. So in the K-feldspar can also be only just the microcline, and the microcline is formed at below 600 degrees Celsius, but it can also mean, because an anortite plagioclase is also formed at high temperatures, it could also mean that here it was just a cooling effect of slower cooling, or something like this. So then we have migmatites. They have coarse, grained, or they are showing a coarse grained mixture of quartz and feldspar. So these are then the migmatites. So, and later on, or we can subdivide the different granites. We have the uplight granite, so, and you know maybe, or you can remember from a ES106, what is an uplight granite? Is an uplight granite fine-grained or coarse-grained? It is fine-grained, yeah? So and if we have a fine-grained granite, then this granite cooled down more fast, yeah? It is a fine-grained granite. Which contains quartz and autoclase. So, and if it contains autoclase, or the shortcut is actually only OR, yeah? And that is the whole word here. So if you have a fine-grained granite, and if you are checking it, how it looks like in a magma chamber, then where you are finding the fine-grained granites in the magma chamber. So if you have a pluton, and this pluton crystallizes, where are you expecting the fine-grained granites, and where are you expecting the coarse-grained granites, I mean the original granite? A fine-grained rock cools down very fast, so is it formed at the rim or in the center? Rim, yes, 100 points. So last week I would give you an SP beaker, yeah? But I do not have them today with me, maybe tomorrow or next week. So anyway, you are forming them here at the center, and then we have these two minerals, of course, and every granite on this planet contains quartz, yeah, because it's a silica saturated rock. But we have the autoclase inside, and I just told you right now that an autoclase is the K-feldspar in a plutonic rock which is formed at high temperatures, and of course at the rim of a magma chamber, when your pluton takes place, you are expecting higher temperatures as in the center, because it is cooling down from the rim to the core. Yeah? We did this now a lot of times. Yeah? So, and that is then our uplight granite. So then we have the Kugel granite. So a Kugel is a sphere, yes, like a ball, yeah. So and the guy who named the Kugel granite was probably a German, because, or an Austrian, or a German-speaking Swiss guy, because Kugel is the German word for a ball. So that is then just a roundish piece of granite. So and that is then concentric shales. So you have concentric sheets. So and these concentric sheets, they are a proof of rhythmic crystallization. So then we have something else. We have the Rapakivi granite. So in the Rapakivi granite is named after the type locality, and the type locality Rapakivi, that is in Finland. You know that Finland is one of the three countries from Scandinavia, that is Sweden, Norway and Finland, and there is a location which is called Rapakivi, and therefore they named this granite Rapakivi. So, and the funny thing from the Rapakivi granite is you have such structures. So, and inside this structure, you have the autoclase, and here at the rim of the structure, you have plagioclase. So, there's a concentric formation of plagioclase around autoclase. So, and then we have last not least the so-called, I will just put it here, and we are going now from here to there. We have the so-called Schrift granite. So, in the Schrift granite shows the formation of different zones so, and that is a result of an eutectic crystallization. So, and you know by now what an eutecticum is, and for those who don't know what an eutecticum, distecticum, and peritectum is, you have to study this, because it could be that I have therefore a question in the examination. So, and if you have a eutectic crystallization at the eutectic point, just give you one of these diagrams more, yes, something like this, very, very simplified. Then you have here the eutectic point, yeah, that is here, and then you are therefore you are forming here something, and here something, and if you are sitting exactly on this point, then you are getting this so-called Schrift granite. So just let me know when I can remove this. So yeah, I think I can remove this now, nobody is saying something. So granites always related to orogenic processes. So, and therefore we have different types. We have A, syntectonic granites, we have asyntectonic granites, or we can also say that is equivalent with syn-orogenic granites. So, and now these syn-orogenic or syntectonic granites this is just a melt which is produced in some or more faults. So, and they do not have a sharp boundary to the surrounding rocks. So, because they are just molten through. And if they have not a boundary to the surrounding sharp, not a sharp boundary with the surrounding rocks, then there was an interaction with the surrounding rocks. No, and they formed a syntectonic and here, for example, the word syn, yeah, at the same time. So, and then we have here such a granite, for example. So, I'm making here all the crosses. Then you know forever it is a granite. And then you have here the surrounding rock units. Something like this here. Yes, these are then in the middle the granites. And here we have the surrounding country rocks. And these granites are often in situ, which we are calling then out of home, and the boundary between the granites and the faulted are anschauen. So, and these are then, this is type A, these are syntectonic granites, which are in situ, and they have here the boundary between is very unsharp, yeah? Just tell me when you are done, because then when we have, because this is type A, then we must have also a type B. Yes, this I will just translate it by myself. So I think you are done by now, because now we have to talk about granite number B. Granite number B. These are the post-orogenic granites. So, and if you are seeing here, I mean, one have only to think always in very abstract, in a very easygoing way. When we are seeing here this the word post, then it has, when we are talking about granites, nothing to do with the postman. Yeah? So, but if here is post written, then what you are thinking? Is it a later formed granite or an earlier formed granite, or what is it? Yes, it's later. So then we have a granitic melt which becomes placed in a location in a later stage, yeah? So then you know what a post-orogenic granite is. Then you have just to think about what happens then if such a granite becomes replaced somewhere later. I mean, it is still very hot, and you will burn your finger on it if you are putting it into, but if it is replaced later, then it looks like follows. Maybe that's too big here, too big, yeah. So maybe something like this, that's better. So then we have here your granite, or my granite, or the granite of all of us. So, and if they are becoming replaced as such bodies, then we are calling them batholites. So, and if you are checking your documents, then you will find in the context also the word batholite. So these are batholites. And to check this in your book, there is some word for the blended course, you know. You should spend every week 1 hour in the blended mode, yeah. Therefore, and there you should check then all these things in this book. So that this means actually studying the things. So that is a batholite, And this spatolite, the main occurrence of such spatolites are in North America. So, and if we have the later replacement of such a batholite somewhere in a cold overlying crust, yeah, what are you doing then with your cold overlying crust? You are breaking the cold overlying crust and you are producing here a lot of faults, yeah? Because it just moves up discordant and cutting the cold overlying crust. So before we are talking about the synorogenic granite, you do not have a sharp boundary because of assimilation and contamination processes. Here you have a sharp boundary because you are cutting the cold overlying crust. So that means the spatolites cutting the cold overlying crust. So, and therefore, we will then produce these faults here. So, and here at the contacts, temperatures between 500 and 800 degrees Celsius can be expected. So then we are forming here at these contacts also some contact metamorphic rocks. Yeah? So, these are the difference between syntectonic granites and post-tectonic granites. So now I told you, and you know this by now as well, because now we are coming meanwhile in the stage to repeat always ourselves, but that is actually very good. I told you these granites, or I showed you, or I have written it just on the here on the board, the crystallization temperatures, or the temperatures from our batholite close to the rim, or in the boundary to the country rocks, they are or ranging between 500 and 800 degrees Celsius. So, and I know I told you also before in the other classes, the crystallization temperature is for granites is actually between 600 and 800 degrees Celsius, depending on the volatile concentration. Yeah, if you have water saturation or you do not have water saturation. So, and of course, the crystallization temperature of the granite depends also very strongly if the granite is in contact to the country rock and it cools down very fast, or if this granite is formed very early in the crystallization sequence, as it is expected in contact to the country rocks, because there we have the highest temperatures, then it cools down to the center of the granite, and in the center of your granitic melt you have a coarse-grained granite, and at the rim you have a fine-grained granite, because that is then on the cooling rate. So, and we discuss these different things very often in class, and therefore, I mean, you should know this by now. So, but how do we then let us say, chemically, the crystallization? So then we have the main or the magmatic. So magmatic main crystallization. So in the magmatic main crystallization ranges between temperatures, I have written here 900 degrees Celsius, and it goes down to 600 degrees Celsius. So, and I told you just before, we can have one feldspar granites, so in one feldspar granites, these are then those granites which contain then, as I just telling you, only of one feldspar, and this feldspar is an autoclase. So in the autoclase, in plutonic rock is the feldspar which is formed at higher temperatures. If we are looking at volcanic rocks, then it is the sanity. So that means this granite is then formed at high temperatures. So, and then we have the two feldspar granites. And this one is then formed at lower temperatures but high pressures. So, and then when we are talking about granites, then surrounding in the surrounding area of our granite, what you can find there? Just going back to the ES301, to the copper class and the tin class and the gold class, where you find all these ore minerals. Are you finding it within the granite, or are you finding it outside of the granite, in veins? Yes, you are finding it in veins. So in the hydrothermal stages, and when we are starting with our hydrothermal stages, when we are starting with our hydrothermal stages, how are we calling then these veins? We are calling these veins pegmatites, or at least myself. So in these pegmatites, at which temperatures are these pegmatites are formed? They are formed then between 600 and 500 degrees Celsius, because if we are going beneath 500 degrees Celsius, then we are running in our hydrothermal stages. So, and how does this pegmatites look like? It's maybe that I do not have today the beamer with me, but I can show you then the next week a lot of pictures about this. So they are very coarse grained. So this is just something to the temperature sequence, yeah, of such a granite. So and now we can continue with another type of granite, because there's not only granite type 1 and not only granite of type B. If you say A and if you are saying B, then you have also to say C. It's the same with 1, 2, 3. So a number C is, we have now the syntectonic process, granites, yeah. Then we have the post-orogenic granites, and then we have number C, the intraplate granites. So intraplate granites, as the word is saying, they are not, sorry. They are intraplate granites, but they are called actually atectonic granites. So in these granites, they are or the smelts are formed by mantle melts. So, and that is a fractionation process. So, in these mantle melts, that is the same here, where if you are going to ES303 back, then you have seen a granite, and that was, it's not really a granite, but it's a tonalite. It belongs to the granite family. And this granite or tonalite was formed by fractionation of a mantle melt. And the coarse-grained part, you have also seen there, that was the gabbro. The fine-grained part, that is just all these basalts around. So, and that is just a fractionation process. And that was exactly this process which leads to the formation of the first continental crust on our planet. So, and that is a mantle melt. Which belongs to the basalt system. Then we can make such a nice triangle again. So, and there you have the one feldspar granite. You have here quartz, and you have not a one feldspar granite, a two feldspar autoclase, and here you have then the albite. So that's the plagioclase. So and now you have these three components, and then you are cooling down. That is here. So you are cooling them down. Here you have your different isoplates. Here the same. So, and these are temperature dependent isoplates. You will get it then in the handout, which he is already just now preparing. Then you have there a more precise figure. So, and then we are meeting in this point here. So, and these are temperature depending isoplates, and you have a melt, and then you are cooling down, and then you are crystallizing. You are crystallizing all your minerals from here to here, from here to here, and from here to here. So, and then you are meeting at this point, I'm calling it N, lower than 700 degrees, yeah, then we have a two feldspar granite formed at higher pressures. You are cooling down from here to here. So, and then you are meeting, here you are starting maybe at 900 degrees Celsius or 800, cooling down, cooling down, cooling down. You get this now, yeah? So, and at this point N, we have all the three minerals in equilibrium. Yeah, these magmatic rocks are always in equilibrium. It is not like in metamorphic system where we have no crystallization. I mean in metamorphic, or when we are talking about metamorphism, then we are talking not about crystallization. There we are talking about diffusion processes. So, and if we are cooling down from here to here, and if we are cooling down from here to here, then we have here an eutecticum. This I'm calling now E. This is then E1. And this eutecticum is at a temperature of about 770 degrees Celsius. So that means you know these diagrams by now very well. We have here maybe a quartz. No, here we have the temperature. Here we have quartz. And here we have autoclass. Yeah? Just something very simplified. Then we have here E1. So you got now the relationship. We have done this a few weeks ago, yeah? That was very at the beginning when I showed you the phase diagrams. So, and that is just here. If we are doing this in 3 dimensions, maybe today we have enough time, we can do this still in 3 dimensions. Then we are cooling this down from here to here. We are cooling down from here to here. And here we have then quartz and autoclass, yeah? If we have here E1, then we have here E2. So an E2 is at about 745 degrees Celsius, yeah? Then we are cooling down from here to here, and from here to here, going down this way, and we are meeting here at about 700 degrees Celsius. And we have then our intraplate granite. And here, of course, we have the E3. So yeah, I can remove this, yeah. So that looks then in a graphical way and following as follows. We have here component A, component B, component C. So then we are cooling down here, here, and maybe something like here. So we have their valleys. So, and here we are cooling down component A, or mineral A. Here we are cooling down mineral B. And here we are cooling down mineral C. Then we are meeting here at this point M. Or I'm calling it M. Some other calling it ER or EF. So you are cooling down here, you are cooling down here, and you are cooling down here. And these are all valleys. So, but don't mix it up with the natural valley, that is just a graphical explanation. So, and then you have here eutecticum number 1. Here you have eutecticum number 2, and here you have eutecticum number 3. So then you can just flip over the whole thing. Then you have here component A, yeah? Here you have component C. Here you are cooling down and getting your eutecticum number 2. So here you can flip it over as well. Then we are getting here eutecticum number 3. And here we can flip it over as well. Then we are getting here eutecticum number 1. So if you are going back to one of the first classes, then I gave you a few examples of these phase diagrams showing the eutecticum, the peritecticum, and the thermal boundaries. Yeah? If you are going back to your ES303 documents, I showed you also a lot of these diagrams. So, but now we are just doing it in 3 dimensions. So if we are now would cut over all these things and putting it with the glue together, then it would look like something like this. It actually looks like a cake. So, and that we made now in here, I mean, you have the increase in temperature. So then we can make here our eutecticas. So, and then we are going down here. So maybe, and so, then we have here our point M. So, and then we have here maybe E1 again. Here we have E2. And here we have E3. So, and then you are cooling down. And you are going with this component, you are cooling down like this. With this component, you are cooling down like this here. And here you are cooling down like here. So, and then you are going, and here you have the lowest temperature for all three components which are crystallizing then here in point M. So I hope you got now this graphical relationship. And for studying it more in detail, you will get this handout. So we have binary eutecticas, that is if we are talking about two components. We have ternary eutecticas, that is when we are talking about three components. So just let me know when you are done with this sketch map. Then we are coming to the last point from today. Yes, and of course here M must come from this side, from this eutectica. Sorry for that. Then we have here, and we have it like this here, yes. then you are done. So now the last point from today. We can subdivide also I-type granites. From S-type granites. So what do you think stands this I for? And here this S. No. I and S. I in the magnetic world. Yeah? This I stands not for iPhone or iPad. And that is an I related to igneous rocks. So when volcanic rocks are igneous rocks, or at least melt. So, and that is igneous. So, and if we have here igneous, what means then the S? What three types of rocks you can find? You can find igneous rocks, sedimentary. So, and these are then sedimentary. So, and that means these I-type granites, they are also called A-type and P-type. So that means the I-type granites, they are formed from a pure magmatic melt, yeah? So, but if you are running down the subduction sequence, then you can produce melt from different rock types, yeah? You can produce a melt also from molten sediments which are overlying the subducting slab, yeah? So, and therefore this melt is produced by molten sediments, and these granites are then called S-type granites. So, and what do you think is the way, if you are finding these both granites nearly looking, no, not nearly looking the same, but they look both like granites. So, and which element you will find then mainly, or which main element, yeah, I'm talking now not about the raw earth elements, I'm talking just about main elements, and which main element will you find here only in low concentration and here in higher concentration? So if you are forming metapelitic rocks, yeah, we did this last semester in ES303. These metapelitic rocks, they are metamorphic rocks formed also from sediments, yeah? From which kind of sediments you are forming a metapelite? that is from aluminium-rich sediments. So, and if we are having an S-type of granite formed from a melt in a subduction sequence, then we are expecting there high aluminium concentrations. So because in this S-type granites we have high aluminium concentrations, and from which process leads to the high enrichment of aluminium in these sediments. So I mean, where does these sediments at the ocean floor close to the trench coming from? Yeah, you have now to go back to ES303. There I showed you a lot of pictures about this. They are coming from weathered rocks from the continental crust. So when these particles from the weathered continental crust coming into the ocean by a transport mechanism, and this transport mechanism, these are rivers, yeah? So, and that is just the weathering product from the continental crust, and the continental crust, as we before, also granitic. So therefore, we have here a high aluminium concentration in this S-type granite, and this aluminium that is due to weathering effects on the continental crust. So whereas I-type granite has low aluminium concentrations. That is because it is just a fractionation product. If it is an intraplate granite, it is just a fractionation product from a basalt, and there you have lower aluminium concentrations. So, but which elements do you think are the more common in an I-type granite compared to an S-type granite? Magnesium, yeah? Congratulations. There you have the more magnesium because it can be from a mantle-related melt. And here you have lower magnesium. So if you are just checking this now, yeah, you know which rock-forming minerals a granite is made of. So, but if you have here low aluminium concentration and then high magnesium concentration, and here it is vice versa, which mineral in a granite will tell you immediately if it is an S-type granite or an I-type granite. So which mineral in the granite, for example in an I-type granite, a pure magmatic, contains a lot of magnesium? I mean, you have the quartz, there's no magnesium. You have the cave feldspar, there's no magnesium. You have the plagioclase, there's no magnesium. But there is another mineral in the granite. In every granite you can find them. It forms black flakes. And it contains a lot of magnesium. That's the biotype, yes. That's the biotype, and the biotite is a black mineral. Yeah, you can identify a biotite very easily. Yeah, just so by the naked eye. Yeah. So, but if you have low concentration on magnesium and high concentration of aluminium, which mineral will then be instead in an S-type granite of a biotite? Because you have low magnesium concentrations, high aluminium concentrations. So there is another sheet silicate. And this other sheet silicate is not black, it is silver shiny. And which one is this? That is the muscovite, yeah? So we did this in ES303, the biotite that is a 3-octaedric mica, and the muscovite is a d-octaedric mica, yeah? Because of the aluminium. Because aluminium has 3 electrons in the outermost rim, whereas the magnesium has only 2 electrons in the outermost rim. So and therefore we cannot fill up all the octaeder places in a mica with aluminium. So and then we have now the connection back to ES303. So and now we are done for today. Next week I have only one page. These are the carbonates, carbonatites. So and then I have next week also a session or a picture show actually. And then we are done. I will load and up till Sunday. I will load up the test number 2. You have then 2 weeks time for test number 2. By studying both tests, you should easily make the examination. So then you have to fill out your student evaluation forms for ES301 and ES303. So and don't write any bad things, otherwise I will fail all of you. No, but what you really should do, I discussed it, I think, with you both. I can't remember, because some students say, and also from my past lecturers, which I have given in other universities, they prefer when I'm writing up the things on the board instead of doing the PowerPoints. So, and if you are also thinking so, then write it in. Because I'm also preferring it to writing up, because then we can go slower through the things, and it's not only just the reading from a PowerPoint, you know. So, up to you.